and welcome to day number 83 of our Travel Trader series. And today I want to talk to you about something which is called waterfall declines. And this is an occasion in the market that we can see quite rarely, but we are having one now. But before we talk about that, I'll give you a quick update on our trades. So we went into an oil trade where we said, okay, we have a reduced position size, but we think that oil will rather go up than dropping further down. At least we expect not to go down, let's say, to $25 or something like that. So we rather see some upwards pressure because for most companies, the cost to produce oil, for most countries to produce oil is more expensive right now than the price of oil. So that basically gives us some good opportunity, because sooner or later the price will have to go back into regions where they at least cover the costs of production. And depending on which company, that's one of the things that you can use if you want to invest later in a oil company. Just this little tip: have a look at how much their generating costs are for 1 barrel of oil, and then basically then the company will start to begin to be profitable. And if you have a company that has, let's say, production costs of $47 per barrel versus a company that has production costs of $63 per barrel, you know that if the oil price would go back up again to 50, that one of the companies would be in the profit zone again, while the other company still would be struggling. So this is one of the ways how you can find out basically which company would be a good buy for the oil market. Right now, we're just looking at the oil price. Currently, our trade is down 480 euro. So we went down a little bit. We're basically unchanged to yesterday. So we're quite stable and still looking forward over the next few weeks for the oil price to go up further. The next trade that we had was silver. We were down to minus 250 yesterday when we started to trade. Today we start to go up. We are in the positive now with 74 euro and 50 cents. And then today I put 2 new trades on, both in commodities. The first one is coffee, which kind of started a little bit negative, then shot up, and now ended the day slightly negative at minus 216 euro and 60 cents. And the second trade that I entered was soybeans. We know that China is a huge importer of soybeans. So now with the situation in China becoming more and more normal, I think it's the third day where they didn't have any new cases on Corona, something like that. So they are going straight back to normal. So now market is getting more and more normal as well. So we think that after the latest drop in soybeans, there is a huge opportunity for rising prices again. And so far it worked out. So soybeans today is up and positive at 391 euro and 50 cents. So quite a good start, and we will see where the prices go and if we can make some more money out of it. If it would go, let's say, up to roughly 1,000 euro, I would start to secure our earnings. Same for silver. If silver would go up further, I would start to secure some earnings as well. For coffee and oil, we are currently happy. There they are. So 2 new trades, 2 old ones, one turning around into the positive, or 2 new trades, one positive or far more positive than the other one is negative. And we still can look forward to rising prices. So now, what is a waterfall decline? Basically, it's what you see in the markets right now. We have a sharp drop, which we had over the last few weeks. Of course, it's like dropping and going up a bit and dropping, But if you look at it not on a daily perspective, but let's say on a weekly perspective, you see one sharp drop. And that's the first step in a waterfall decline. The second step would be something that is called like a basing period, where we are going sideways or even slightly upwards over roughly 1 to 3 months. However, within these 1 to 3 months, we are likely, or so far if you examine these in history, we always came back and retested the lows. So wherever the market was, it went back down. Sometimes it even made a new lower low. But in general, if you look at the chart, we have a sharp decline. We have a sideways period, slightly going up, like upwards, slightly upwards, sideways. Got a retest. And then afterwards, we have something that we call a rally up. And that rally typically lasts somewhere between 6 to 12 months. Now, if you think about what I was talking about the last few days, if you want to look at opportunities, how to buy cheap and hold it over the long term, for you it's not so significant whether you get the day with the lowest prices. For you it's more important that you get a low price, and then you can ride it up, as these upwards rallies tend to be 6 to 12 months long. And of course, that doesn't mean that it will go up every day, but on average, like if you look for the weeks, you will see very nice rally upwards. So that's a great sign. And for you, it's more important to get something at a very low price. You can never get the lowest, that will be pure luck, but you want to get something at a very low price and then ride it up over the months. And you want to have a company that pays a very decent dividend. Be aware that many of the cyclical companies now, when they get into trouble and then they start losing money, they will cut down the dividends. So be aware of that. And usually for these kind of strategies, if you want to hold it and benefit from the huge dividend payments in the future, based on what you bought at a cheap price, then you typically go for defensive companies, which is something that we were talking about yesterday. So the kind of market that you're seeing right now is called a waterfall decline. So sharp drop, kind of going up, retest, and then we're going up for 6 to 12 months roughly. So that's an average number, depends on, we had like I think more than a dozen of these markets since the end of the Second World War. So we have some historic evidence for it. Waterfall decline is how we call it. And I just wanted to quickly share it with you because it kind of gives you a broader picture, as some people were a little bit concerned about, oh, what do I do when the market now starts to shoot up? First of all, don't panic. Whatever you buy in the next few days or weeks will have quite a low price. If you intend to hold it over a longer period of time, you don't need to be worried at all. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Tomorrow I'll give you an update on the next trades. I'm also having a look at currency pair, New Zealand dollar, Australian dollar. So maybe we will have an opportunity to get into that market by tomorrow. I will tell you here again. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great evening wherever you are, and goodbye.